Welcome to In the Word. My name is Dr. Robert McKenzie, and today I want to share with you new commitments for the new year of marriage, part 1. Let's be honest now. Most people make resolutions and do not keep them. How many of you kept the diet resolution? How many of you actually kept exercising past February? How many of you say your relationship will be better than it was the previous year? Well, this year, you must be determined it's going to be different. Here are some New Year's resolutions that I know you will be able to keep for the whole of 2022. I want to share with you about some relationship commitments which I guarantee you will make a radical difference in your life. We just need to follow through on them. In fact, what I want to do is to offer to you a way of starting the new year in a way which will significantly change your marriage. Here is what I want to suggest to you. If you will make 3 commitments that God in His Word encourages us to make, you will have a great marriage. I encourage you and I guarantee you that the start of 2022 could become one of the most significant events in your marriage. In fact, I tell you that if you will follow God's advice, that 2022 could be the best year of your marriage. I want to challenge you to make 3 commitments for this year. Here is the first one. Commit yourself to forget your failures. Commit yourself to forget your failures. In the New Testament book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 13 to 14, you find the following words. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling in Jesus Christ. That advice from God's Word has stood the test of time. I don't know of any more relevant and practical advice for us at the start of this new year. We don't have to live our lives imprisoned by our past. All of us have failed in some way in our relationships over the last year. Probably we won't see our failures recorded for history on TV, but they are recorded in the hearts and in our minds. For many of us, our failures are painful memories in our marriage and relationship. Maybe for you, it is a memory of how you failed in that relationship. You made a wrong decision. You said and did the wrong things, and the relationship ended or was damaged. Some of you who are married probably know that you failed your relationship and on the brink of divorce in some way. It's more than likely that many of us know that we have failed ourselves in some way. And all of us should know that in some way we have failed God. What God's Word is saying to us here is that we must not allow ourselves to be bogged down by our past failures and mistakes. That we don't have to dwell on our past so much that it stops us from moving forward into the future that God has for us. I think that the start of the new year is a good time for us to rise to that challenge, to say to yourself, I am going to go and I'm going to do it with the help of God. Forget all of my past mistakes. I am going to stop torturing myself about what I did or didn't do. This new year is a good time to stop being chained to our past failures. God is saying here in His Word that He doesn't want you to go through your life branding your marriage as a failure. Jesus Christ died on the cruel cross of Calvary so that we could be forgiven and given another chance. When we became Christians, that forgiveness becomes a reality in our lives. When we have received Christ's forgiveness, it allows us to forgive ourselves and to forget our failures in marriage. Next time time, in part 2, we want to explore committing yourself to giving up on your grudges in your marriage and in your relationship. You have been listening to In the Word podcast, and my name is Dr. Robert McKenzie. In the Word podcast is a ministry of First Progressive Baptist Church of Lubbock, Texas, where Deshaun Avery is the pastor. Our executive producer is Tyler Wright. If you are watching this podcast on YouTube, please subscribe and press the bell for future updates. Thank you and God bless you is our prayer. In the Word podcast reaches thousands of hurting families weekly, and we are looking for partners to continue this ministry. If you would like to partner with our ministry, there are 3 avenues to donate. You may donate through Cash App at $ In the Word podcast, by PayPal at Robert McKenzie 257, or Venmo at In the Word podcast. Thank you and God bless.